Hey, this is Becca and Grace and Ashley. They're triplets. And
then me.
and then
Yeah,
there's Spencer.
and that one.
But I was trying to separate them so that they all didn't end up together, but there's like this weird magnetic force about triplets where they always end up together. And so Grace was going on a college thing, and Ashley just never filled the form out until the very last minute. So, but I do want them to share about some of their experiences, and I do want to invite you to listen. And so let's just start out with that first question. What's the best advice that you can give to someone still in middle school and in high school?
First.
If you want to.
Okay. I said surrounding yourself with the right people. I think what's been really good for me getting to come here in high school, and I think it would be even better if I came here earlier, is the small group and just the community of this, because I feel like a lot of times when people our age get into bad things, it's because they're hanging out with the wrong crowd, and maybe they feel like coerced to do something, like they need to do something to be cool, or because they like that person and that person's doing it. So I just feel like if you surround yourself with people that are automatically good Christian people, people that have the right morals, then you're just going to do the things that they do, and it keeps you accountable.
Yeah, peer pressure can be a good thing or a bad thing. It can lead you to fall in love with God, or it can lead you to make some really bad decisions. Go ahead. Grace?
I kind of wrote mine in one sentence, but I'll elaborate. I said, don't let the approval of others change who you are and how you spend your time. Me personally, I know, especially like in my younger high school years and middle school, I really focused a lot on how people viewed me, and that was like all I cared about. So if coming to church meant somebody didn't like me anymore, wouldn't do it, you know? So I just really think the biggest thing for you is going to be, you know, maybe this person thinks you're not cool because you're studying for a test. Study for the test anyway, you know, like it's not that big of a deal. You're probably not going to see these people in like 4, 8 years maybe anyway, so it's like, why would you, you know, put everything into what one person may think of you?
That's good. Ashley?
I said don't waste any opportunities. Find something that gives you purpose or that you enjoy doing, whether it's academics or sports or fine arts, and just put focus and effort into that so it can be your outlet instead of wasting your time doing things that you don't care about.
Spencer?
I said the same thing Becca said, just surround yourself with good people. When I was in 8th grade, I got in trouble a lot, and I was trying so hard to be popular and people like me, and then when I got into middle school, I just dropped that, and I decided I was going to change, and that's when I started getting into bands and drumline a lot, and that's when I found what I love to do, and I met all 3 of them. I met Jalen, I met Olivia, and I actually met Jacob then too when he was just in 6th grade. He was just a little 6th grader, but he joined our indoor group, and he's been in it ever since. So I met all of them, and that's just been my friend group, and it's been very supporting. And so yeah, and I said you get influenced by the people you're around, so you really need to find people that are not into bad things, not doing bad things, and just, you know, find something maybe you all like to do and get in a club, whatever it may be, so you can, you know, have those good influences around you.
What's your favorite Bible verse and why?
So mine is Philippians 4:6. Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank Him for what He has done. And then the first part of 7 that I didn't include, but then you'll experience God's peace. And I just think it's really good for me because the thing I struggle with most in my walk with God is worrying and anxiety about big things, little things, just everything. So I think I've said that before in here, but just that it's a really good reminder for me.
Mine's kind of lengthy, so opposite of last time. It's Luke 12:25 through 28, and it says, "Who of you by worrying can add a single hour to your life? Since you cannot do this very little thing, why do you worry about the rest? Since you cannot, consider how the wildflowers grow. They do not labor or spin, yet I tell you, not even Solomon in all his splendor was dressed like one of these. If that is how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and tomorrow is thrown into the fire, how much more will He clothe you, you of little faith?" And I just kind of use this as a reminder that if God had such like an intricate plan and cared so much about a measly little flower, they're cute, then imagine like what he has in store for you, because I know middle school and high school is really hard, especially when you get to high school and it's like your whole world is changing, and it's every year, you're around different people, so it's like hard to find what plan God has for you. And I just think that if you think about something like this verse, it just helps you remember, if he has a plan for a flower, then he can have a plan for you. Even if like a plan for a blade of grass that, like it's literally just outside. However,
Okay. Mine is Isaiah 48. It's a short one, so it's good. The grass withers and the flowers fade, but the word of our God stands forever. And I said that although things may get really difficult sometimes, everyone has stuff in their life that they feel like is unfair or isn't going the right way, the way that they want it to. God is always there through that. And especially for me, this year has been very hard for me, like going off to college, not getting into where I want to, all that stuff. But this just kind of reminds me like why I have faith in God. And like even though I go through all this, it won't last forever. So.
Mine was Galatians 6:10. It says, let us do good to all people, especially to those who belong to families of believers. And this was the first verse I ever memorized and really held close to me whenever I started like studying the Bible and stuff. And it's just, I really like it because doing right by people, serving others is something I care a lot about. That's something my mom has raised me to do throughout my whole life. And I really think, especially people that are less fortunate, you can always serve them, help them, because, we have these fortunate lives, and people, especially like when I went to Carm for the first time, it's very eye-opening to see how people live their lives. And then I'm thinking I'm taking all this for granted. I forgot what I was going to say.
Good. Describe your greatest memory from a trip that we've taken.
So for me, my greatest memory, I just summed up for all of them, is just the worship. At any of the trips I've been on, like Fuge, Connect, Hearts on Fire, the worship is just on another level. And I think when you come, and I'm not saying like worship at church is bad, but a lot of the times it's just inevitably distractions, or you're not focused on only God. Maybe people are on their phone texting, maybe people are talking. And I think it's such a different level at these trips, because it's like every single person in the room is passionately worshiping God and thinking about him with every word. And I just think it's really special when you get to experience that.
Mine's kind of similar, but I specifically talked about Connect this year, because I don't know, if you went, you understand what I'm talking about, but if you didn't go, then you'll never understand. It was probably the most
We hope you'll understand at some point.
Well, you will understand at some point. Anyway, sorry. But I've never experienced anything like that, and I don't know that I will in my lifetime ever again, but I hope I do. And I hope that you can if you ever go on a trip with us. But you could really see the work of the Lord happening, so.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is from Fuge last year. So Fuge
2
is at
2 years ago.
2
2 years
years
ago.
ago. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
2 years ago. But so Fuge is at Ridgecrest, North Carolina, and it's like on this mountain basically. And so I did this like hiking thing there. Like, what is it called?
Just hike.
Well, no, but it was like a course.
Oh,
Which-
yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was like a course that you do at Fuge. You have to pick these like courses, whatever, unimportant. So I did this hike. I got all the way to the top with these girls from Mississippi, took pictures from, whatever. But the best, that's why I love hiking so much, and why I enjoyed it so much at Fuge, is like when you get to the top and you see the view of all the mountains spanning over, you see the entire camp, and it just really reminds you, like, God really made that, you know what I mean? Like, when you just like take a step back and look at all the beauty around you, it's awe-inspiring, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Mine was going to Hearts on Fire this year. I haven't been here super long, but that was the first year I'd ever been to anything like that. And just seeing those like thousands of kids all there, like up at the stage and listening to those messages, it was very touching to me. And just getting in there, I feel there was some things that were said that was like a real message from God to me. So that was very inspiring to me.
Yeah, your greatest memory from being part of the student ministry in general.
So I said the trips to Carm that I've been on 2, and the first time I served giving out lemonade with Willie, who's not here. But and then the second time I just helped with the worship the whole time, playing that cajon drum thing. And I just think he already said this with his verse, but it was really eye-opening for me. Like, I have never been around that many homeless people at once. I've never been around that many people, like, struggling like that at once. And I feel my own struggles in my life, and I think it's so bad, and then I see other people like that, and I'm like, I have it perfect, like, in comparison to them. So I just really recommend, if you've never been to something like that, to go. Because I think, even though it seems scary to, like, serve and to sing in front of people that you don't know, like, you don't even hear me singing up here, but I was singing, like, every single one of those songs at camp. And it's like, I don't know, it's like, usually I would be scared of that, but something about serving other people just makes you feel really good.
My favorite thing is just overall being in the worship team. Before I joined the worship team, I was absolutely against it, and if you know Carrot, she forced me to join, and I really didn't want to do it, and now it's literally my favorite thing ever. And it was just something I didn't know I needed. I've had a lot of opportunities, such as, you know, leadership and going to Carmen, being able to sing in front of those people, and it kind of opened up my heart to my passion for leading and helping other people, which is now part of, like, a big part of the career that I'm going to go into. So I really think that the student ministry has helped me find my passion.
Well, I wrote the wrong thing on this, but we'll forgo that for now. But I would say my favorite memory for the student ministry, it was the first time that I played piano here. At first, both of them joined before me, and I did the slides in the back. And because Zach was still here, and he played piano. So, and I played marimba at my high school, which is not like piano, but it's like the same notes. So I've never played piano before. And so when Zach left, I was like, I can maybe try. And I was really scared the first time. And ever since I did it the first time, I've never wanted to stop. Because I love just worshiping on stage with everybody. It's a different feeling.
I said my greatest memory from just being here was just how easy it was to jump in with everybody. Because like I said, I haven't been here super long. And Becca invited me. She was trying to get me to come, and I would say no. I'd be like, I have to go to the gym, whatever it was. And eventually I came, and I just loved it. And I've came, like, ever since I came that first Wednesday. And it's just, like, everyone was just so fun and inviting, and there's just a great message every week, and I think it's just a great thing to be a part of. So it was very touching.
Yeah, what a great testimony to, like, an invitation for a friend, that it can totally change what they do every week and their involvement in church. That if you invite them and you keep inviting them and you keep inviting them, that it could result in God doing great things in their life and them getting to experience some incredible moments. So I would just say never.
If I could say one more thing, my church actually stopped doing their Wednesday night thing. They used to do a youth group like this Wednesday nights, but they stopped it because we had issues with the youth leader guy. So I hadn't been to I hadn't had a youth group in a long time. So getting back in and being a part of a youth group like this was very good for me too. I was very happy to be back in this.
Yep, that's good. Favorite worship song and why?
So mine's "Oh Come to the Altar," which is not a surprise to Patrick. And although it's very hard for me to pick between that and Phil Wickham's songs, I love, like, every single Phil Wickham song. Okay, but first of all, it just sounds really good. Like, the melody is really pretty if you're a musician or anything. Like, it's just very nice. But also just the message. I mean, there's a lot of songs that show God's love, but to me, it's one of the best ones. Like, if you don't understand how much God loves you, like, it really talks about how people have problems in their past, but God's arms are open wide for them. So it's just really good.
So here's what I'm going to do, just because we're running short on time, is I'm going to have Ashley answer this question too.
I got you. Yes. Okay.
I'm so excited.
So if you know me, I'm a big Phil Wickham fan, just like Becca said. But so the song I did was "Worthy of My Song" by Phil Wickham. I don't know if you've heard it, but it's an amazing song. And I chose this specifically for what I've been going through in my life right now. And there's a lyric in the end that says, "Whether you say yes or no or wait, you are worthy. Through it all, I choose to say you are worthy. I will never stop singing your praise." And the thing, I like two things about this. One, my relationship with God is a choice, right? Like, I choose every day to love God and to have this relationship with Him because I know that He loves me, and I know that it's the right path for me. And I've been really struggling a lot with whether, like, what is my path? Like, what does God want me to do? And so I know when I listen to the song, it helps remind me that I don't know where I'm going right now. I don't know what God wants me to do, but I can wait to see what He has to say for me.
Good. All right, Grace and Spencer, what's your favorite quote?
Okay, so when I was at both years that I did drum corps over the summer, which if you don't know, it's the thing where we leave for like, how long? 2 months?
3 months.
We're gone for a really long time, and every day one of the techs for my color guard there would tell me the same quote, because it's really hard being away from everyone you know and doing something so different by yourself. And the quote is by Zoe Schuyler, and it says, "For a star to be born, there is one thing that must happen. A gaseous nebula must collapse. So collapse, crumble. This is not your destruction. This is your birth." And for me, it just helps me see that, like, I don't have to be perfect. In high school, it feels like everything is pushing you to be perfect all the time and that you can't mess up. But when you mess up is when you get back up and you learn actually how to do something. So, like, even without color, like, even if it wasn't in color guard, I put it with everything else in my life, so.
Mine is, I hope everyone saw that because I won't be doing it again. I just think because it was Johnny Depp, and I love Johnny Depp. Pirates of the Caribbean is my favorite movie ever. But anyway, I just like that. That was actually my senior quote I put in the yearbook, because there's just some things in my life, like high school, that I loved, but I won't do it again. So I loved high school. All 4 years were amazing, but I don't want to do it again. So.
All right. Becca and Ashley, describe the funniest moment from your days in the student ministry.
I had 2 written down, and they're both about Jalen. So
Mine's about
Oh,
Jalen.
can I do this one?
Mine's also
Wait,
about
you go
Jalen.
first since you only have one.
The second one was already said last week about Foursquare in the air.
Oh.
But my first one was like, it was actually before I was in I was going to Calvary. I was still at Central, and we came. I think it was for the Easter thing, I think. And I brought Jalen with me to that, and they were playing bubble soccer outside. Which, if you don't know what that is, it's like you wear those huge things around you and like run into each other playing soccer. And Ben, who is like a really big leader, like a really big guy, he came straight through the center and hit Jalen square on, and she ended up upside down with her legs going like this. Like, yeah, it was hilarious.
My funniest memory from here is when Jalen first started coming. The first time she met Parker, the very first time, or maybe it was the second time, I don't know. The very first question she ever asked him was, "What kind of cancer do you have?" She was like, hers had so much.
It was Zach jokes that he had cancer or something.
And Jalen
she just
full-heartedly
thought he did.
All right. We'll skip this. We'll skip the
I wanna do
embarrassing
the funny
question.
one.
Go real quick.
You want to do a funny one? Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead. Go
it's
ahead.
just random, but it's funny. One day when we were like finishing small groups in the high school boys' room, we were talking about sports, and Andrew started talking about how this Clinton football player got hurt in a game, and they were like, "Are you all right? Are you all right?" And he was like, the kid said, "I see George Bush." So that was mine.
Their favorite game, everybody said Foursquare in the air except for Becca. She said gotcha.
Yeah,
That is so embarrassing.
It's either that or that game with the wheel for the punishments. That was a fun game. I really like that game.
That's a,
Last question. You can all answer this one. Is what aspect of our student ministry resulted in the greatest life change for you?
So mine was joining the praise band, which you've heard a lot. But just when I was at Central, because I've been drumming for a long time, not drum set, but I've played marching snare drum for a long time. And at Central, I was asked to play drum set a lot. And I was younger, and I was like, no way, like, I'm too shy, like, I'm not going to be good at it, I don't want to do it. But like, coming here, and then with Andrew, I got to start taking lessons with Andrew for a little bit, and then start playing. It definitely built up my confidence. I mean, I still don't like talking to people, and I still am shy, but like, in the aspect of my worship with God, it's been like way better. Like, just practicing the songs at home, because I have to practice the songs like for a couple days usually, or the day of, like for an hour or so before. And it's just a good worship time for me. Like I'm thinking about the lyrics and the songs while I'm playing. So.
My answer is the same as Becca, which I already kind of said, but I think like the biggest thing for me is like, because I kind of like, I do all the talking up here, so I feel like a lot of people have to look up to me, and I have to be really vulnerable. Like obviously I have to be a good example if I'm going to be up there, and to be quite honest with you, I wasn't really a good example, so it really pushed me to be a better person. And I feel like I've had a lot of conversations, especially with the middle school girls, that I probably wouldn't have had if they hadn't seen me as a leader for them up here. And that's probably one of the things that I'm most proud of, is being able to be there for the people around me. And I'm really grateful that I have that.
Well, you're not going to believe it. I said praise band.
Triplets.
When I first came to Calvary, I didn't talk to literally anybody at all. And once I started, I kind of do. But,
Just hateful.
Mostly just Patrick, because I get mad at him and yell at him during gotcha. But and ping pong and everything, but important. So when I started playing the praise band and started like talking to everybody like in it, that's when I started to like open up and like actually talk to people. So.
Praise band?
Yeah, actually, praise band. Like I've been in this. No, I just said getting the opportunity to go on mission trips and these other retreats like Hearts on Fire, Refuge, whatever it may be, because it's just a great experience. Going to Carm was very eye-opening to me, as everyone keeps saying. Hearts on Fire was just amazing. So yeah, getting the opportunity to go out of the church and see these different environments and stuff is just very amazing.
I do want to just close by saying that to all the seniors, we're proud of you, and we're grateful that our time has brought us together. If I could say a few words to you as your youth pastor, it's that our goal when you leave our ministry is that you know that you were made by God and your purpose in life is to know God, and that we want you to own your faith. It's not my faith, it's not your small group leader's faith, it's not your parents' faith, but it's your faith. And so as you leave this place, remember, like, there's still a group of people here who are watching to see, like, what steps you're going to take now. And it can either be a great example for them to take when they graduate out, or it can be a bad example for them to follow. And my hope and my prayer is that this is what I pray every day for anyone who shows up at Calvary, that you would fall in love with God and that you would fall in love with the Word of God. And it's pretty hard to do one without the other. They usually go side by side. But I'm grateful that I got to be part of your life, and I'm sure a lot of our small group leaders would say the same. Let's pray together.